ARC4 static arrays allow you to define an array with fixed size. This means you'll have to define the length of the static array on creation and cannot modify the length afterwards by appending or popping off values. Within a static array, you can only store ARC4 types. So if you need a static array of numbers, you'll need to store ARC4 uint values and not AlgoPy uint values. Let's go through this code example to see how you can define and use ARC4 static arrays. If you take a look at this ARC4 static array method, here you can see how you can define a static array within the smart contract. So you use the arc4.staticArray class, and then you can include the values that you want to put in the static array. Now the static uint32 array will now have a length of 4, and now you won't be able to add or reduce the length of the array. You can iterate through static arrays. So here we're using a for loop and we're iterating through the array and we're getting each of the value. We're getting the native value of each of the uint32 types and adding it to the total variable, which has a uint64 type. Now we're doing a .native here because these are uint32 ARC4 types and you can't do math operations on them. So we're getting the native uint64 type and then doing math operations with that value. Now you can also create type alias for static arrays and use that alias within your contract. So here we're using the typing library and we are creating a type alias named alias static array. And this static array will hold uint8 type and the length will be 1. So you can only store one uint8 type here. Now after creating the type alias, you can use it like this, where you just use the alias name and pass in the value that you want to store in the array. You can index into these arrays like this, just like how you would index into a Python array. If you want to assign new values to an index of the array, you can do so by assigning a new value to an index of the array. Last but not least, like I said, you can't pop off any values from the static array because it has a fixed size. So if you include code that looks like this, the contract won't compile.